Morning team, and welcome to a brand new series. In this series is going to be a let's play of Europa Universalis 4, which is a real-time strategy game. You play as a country, and in this start that I'm going to be playing, you start in 1444 AD, and you play as this country, and you can play up until 1821, I believe. You can play as a variety of countries. The main focus of the game, for me anyway, because I'm playing the vanilla version, is on the European countries. So we have some recommendations across the bottom. There's a HRE mechanic, which is the Holy Roman Empire, and here France is an absolute beast. Castile and Portugal are your kind of colonizing nations. England will form Great Britain eventually and then colonize too. Denmark starts with a PU over Sweden and Norway. But I think for this playthrough, I haven't played in quite a long time, so I'll just play as Austria. They're a relatively easy country to play with because they have a good start, lots of money, a decent army, and they also start as the Emperor of the HRE. So we will be able to exhibit some of the interesting mechanics of the HRE and can hopefully have some. First thing I'm going to do is split this stack because they're suffering attrition in my own territory, obviously. So yeah, we're going to start as Austria. We have a force limit of 49, and this quite a lot of this comes from being the Emperor of the HRE. We have some pretty interesting things from being Emperor of the HRE. We're currently gaining 0.14 Imperial authority. We are being currently re-elected by these nations. Bohemia quite often can get angry with us, so I will go off and trigger them straight away. Who else? I would like people I can form royal marriages with. So both Mainz and the Palatinate are archbishoprics, so they cannot form royal marriages, nor can they. So these three can't form royal marriages, so it would be really nice to get the others which you can get a royal marriage with, and then I don't know, Mainz are always a good one. So we've used our three diplomats to form diplomatic alliances within the HRE. This will create a good foundation for us to keep control of the HRE. Basically what happens is every time your ruler dies, you're the person that you can see these shields, the person with the most votes is re-elected, and if you're re-elected you get more imperial authority. When you do get more imperial authority, you can pass different reforms, and these can benefit you and people within the HRE in lots of different ways. So we have three possible missions to improve our prestige, which is currently sat at 24. We are losing prestige, and we will be playing a relatively passive game as Austria, and therefore we are less likely to gain prestige from wars and things like that. So we will be dependent on events and things like that. So I would not like to do that. I think solidifying our papal relations is a really good option. I don't want to conquer Franche-Comté just yet because it is Burgundian territory, and Burgundy, while they aren't huge, do have quite a lot of PUs, do have quite a lot of force limit, and can be quite annoying at the start because they can take a lot of loans. So I will take this mission to improve our papal relations. And who do we want to rival? Okay, so who hates us? Lithuania hates us. This is probably going to go away as soon as they become under PU from under Poland, but it will be useful to have them at the start, and I will just take England. The three people that rivaled us. I will put up the speed slightly, allow my diplomats to come back. So we've entered into a military alliance with the three people that we liked. An offer from Alsace, which I will not take. Ansbach entered into military alliance with Bavaria. Memmingen. Bavaria is always someone to watch in this early game because they are pretty good. Military access from Venice. What are they up to? They're probably just looking to get through us here. An alliance with Hungary. I will accept an alliance with Hungary. We're currently at 3 out of our 5 diplomatic relations, so having 4 internal relations within the HRE should be fine for now. And there is a possibility that you can actually claim the throne of Hungary in the future, which would be really nice. So, view my country. We're currently allied with Hungary, Bohemia, Cologne and Saxony. So it would be really nice to get Palatinate. They are another elector and they're offering us that, so we don't have to occupy a diplomat by sending them that. I don't want to form an alliance with the Papal State. I just would like to improve relations. I need to reach 100. So by doing that, I will be able to achieve my mission. Greater authority. Do they have a diplomatic relations statesman? I believe it is. They do, but I don't want to spend 4 ducats a month on him. I don't think that either trade efficiency or spy offense is particularly useful for me. I have a 251, so I'm gaining a lot of diplo power anyway. Would be nice to get a national tax modifier. Will only half a ducat, increased income. So we'd be effectively paying half a ducat for an extra administrative point a month, which I think is actually very good. So I will take that. And then morale of armies, which effectively means that we have more morale than the other people. Discipline, which effectively means we do more damage. Fort defense or land maintenance modifier minus 10%. So at the moment we are paying how much in maintenance? So we would save 1.07 ducats a month by paying 1 ducat a month, and we would get, I think that is a good deal. So yeah, that has saved us a little bit of money, and then what I'm going to do is just drop my maintenance, because I'm not in a war. I probably won't be going to war too much, and them being here is absolutely fine, because they are pretty safe here, because I'm in a relationship with Burgundy, Hungary. And then who else would I like to? They are voting for Nassau. Interesting. I will cement my relationships with the existing people. I can't send anyone else until the 12th of... So I will just carry on. See, here Hungary has... If we go to their country, then they have no legal heir, and therefore we are incredibly likely, as we're the only country that has a royal marriage with them, to gain a ruler with our dynasty on their throne. And this will therefore... Oh, Venice joining forces with France could be very difficult. We have quite a lot of border friction with Venice, and it doesn't always end well. Do I need galleys or transports? I don't have very much of a naval presence, and therefore I don't particularly think that we require to have naval superiority, and this many ships does not constitute naval superiority. Therefore I think we can probably disband these troops. Hungary entered an alliance with Aragon. That's okay, I don't mind that. Everyone being happy. We can now do further actions. Saxony, we have an alliance and we have the same religion. However, we are allied to the Palatinate and Brandenburg. No, we are allied to Bohemia, not Brandenburg. But we will get a royal marriage. Palatinate, we will get a royal marriage. Okay, we can get a royal marriage with Palatinate. I was telling absolute porcupines. Personal union on my monarch death, because I don't have an heir. We are getting royal marriage, which increases our likelihood of getting an heir by, I believe it's 5% per time. Allow those diplomats to come back, and I will improve relationships with Trier and probably Saxony, as they are least likely to. Who else will I improve relationships on? So I can't improve relationships with Saxony until the 19th. I haven't done anything with them in a while, so I will do that. That creates a foundation by which we will hopefully be re-elected. We will gain a pretty decent amount of imperial authority every month. It could be higher. For it to increase the gain of imperial authority, we will have to go to war with Burgundy and remove all of this land from his control, returning it to the HRE, and therefore increasing the amount of imperial authority we get. So, as I said, I haven't played this game in quite a long time. I believe the last time I played it was January of this year. So I was playing on patch 1.08 or 9, I can't remember which, and I actually had to take a break because my computer broke. I've now got a new computer. I'm just going to raise the speed a bit. I've got a new computer, and I've just managed to get U4 downloaded. I am only playing on the vanilla version because I don't have any of the DLCs, and I can't afford to buy them. So there are certain things that aren't present in the game that you will have seen either in your game or in the Let's Plays of other people. Things like raising the development in provinces I can't do. So things like raising development are not present in this game. Quite a lot of the Art of War things, so templates for building armies, and taking war reparations, which is always a really, really useful thing. So obviously I will have to manage with that. Hopefully I will get some of the DLCs, some of the fun DLCs in the future. But we'll see how this goes. As I said, I am planning on playing an incredibly diplomatic, slow, quiet game as Austria. Hopefully the aim being to take control of the HRE, to pass a lot of these reforms, to get a little vassal army running around underneath me, possibly do some fun things like either form Germany or form Holland or Netherlands, sorry, or do something fun like that. Doing something that is unusual for Austria, and finding various ways to break the game. So early on, I mean, we have possibilities for what to do. I will go into my own diplomatic screen. I am obviously, excuse me, rivaled with England, Burgundy, and Lithuania. So the most important one to me is Lithuania. So that's not what I meant at all. The most important one to me is Burgundy. So I will insult them for a small amount of power projection. I will go down here and issue an embargo when I can. I will issue an embargo on Lithuania, and then I will issue an embargo on England. Optimize the amount of available power projection that I can get. It is early in the game. I am not rivaling anyone that's particularly close to me, and I will not be going to too many wars, so I won't be getting too much power projection. It is nice because if you get 25 you get a free leader, and if you get 50 then you get +1 monarch point of each kind, which is all incredibly useful, but unfortunately unlikely for us to get in this playthrough. We may be able to optimize some defensive war actions, so when people call us into defensive wars or people declare on the Empire, we may be able to gain power projection through that. But there we go, we've optimized the amount of power projection we can get, and that is at 10, which is pretty awful. But we will be keeping a very close eye on the HRE, ensuring that it is at peaks as much as possible, which, as you can see, gives us 0.1, so that's the majority of what we are making. And we will be going to try and remove provinces that people own from the empire and such like. It is a slight disappointment that Venice is allied with France, because that means that we will be unable to go down and take some of these provinces around here that Venice owns, that we would love to. For instance, returning this to the HRE, and then, for instance, taking some of these for our own to increase the naval dominance that we can have in this area. It also would be pretty nice to go down here and bully some states such as Urbino, I believe this is down here. Although he has such a small hit point, so I can't find him. He is a vassal under the papal state. There are quite a lot of fun things that will happen with Italy, I believe. As you can see, there's some provinces of Italy that are in the HRE, and I believe there's some new mechanics in the game that will cause them to leave the HRE by a certain period. It might be 1450. If basically if I don't have strong control over the HRE, then they may consider leaving, and we wouldn't like that one bit. And there we are, Kingdom of Italy and the Empire. For years now, the imperial authority over the Kingdom of Italy has been waning. Successive emperors have failed to impose their will on the Italian states, and large areas that are formerly part of the empire have been lost to Venice and the papal states, who reject the empire's right to them. Unless northern Italy is firmly brought back into the empire, the states may slip out of the imperial control forever. Unless all of the region of the Kingdom of Italy is part of the empire by 1490, and it remains there until 1550, the states are likely to leave the empire. So that doesn't have a huge effect for us. I mean, we are unlikely to be able to go down and take control of these areas without waging quite a lot of wars. And I was wondering whether we would be able to use this to our advantage. You gain imperial authority for +1 imperial authority for every state that you add to the HRE. So what I was wondering was whether I allow this region to leave the HRE and then to go to war with it after, and then re-add it to the HRE as part of my empire. There may well be some kind of modifier afterwards that prevents me from re-adding it to the HRE, and that would be kind of disappointing if I let that slip and didn't, you know, make the most of having these princes in the HRE. But I think I will try that, mainly because I don't want to go on too many offensive wars early on, and it would be interesting to see if I can kind of game the HRE mechanics in that way to optimize the HRE gain that we do get from this region. As you can see, we still have 5 people voting for us, which is pretty healthy, and we still have the full complement of 55 princes within the HRE. So we're doing the absolute best we can for now. But anyway, guys, I think I'm going to go and leave this episode here. This is the first episode of a brand new series, so it always helps if you can, leave any feedback that you have, leave any advice that you have. I haven't played this game in quite a long time, so I'm relatively unaware of the new mechanics. But thank you very much for watching, guys. Leave a comment down below, and hopefully see you soon in the next episode. Bye.